Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and in today's video, we are going to be announcing this world record, this historical monument that has been achieved in Call of Dragons thus far as the first person to do it, which is a pure free-to-play player, and we define that by spending $0, that's the only way to do it, unlocking their first T5 unit. We're going to tell you who they are, what unit they unlocked, how long did it take them, the alliance they've been in, and then we're also going to be showcasing off the free-to-play historical spreadsheet that I'm working on. So even if you're someone who doesn't make it into the top 25 free-to-play list that I do every month, you can still be a part of history, and I'm going to show you how that can happen. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up, because it helps out a lot. So let's go ahead and define and showcase off who is the first person to unlock T5, our first T5 unit as a free-to-play player. It is none other than Ragnar 666. We kind of alluded to this already when we did our top 25 list for free-to-play a little while ago. And you can see on here, we'll show you some screenshots in a moment, but this is the individual that unlocked. We'll show you some stats on the player currently playing in TFS. They're kind of midway through the season right now, a little more than midway through the season for the most recent SP2 season, or Bellerin Season 2. And now, let's go ahead and get into some screenies here. I think I have to do this the right way, so we'll go this and we'll go back to that. So, Ragnar66, this is a screenshot for our profile. We have the next screenshot, which is unlocking T5. Ended up going for archers on this one, but you can still see pretty close on at least one of the others. I'm not sure how the other two look, but this is where we're at for what he ended up going through first. Oh, and then this one's 9-9, right? So really close to that too as well. Then you could see, after unlocking T5, he basically did a bulk level of training to essentially get almost a mil worth of troops. I'm sure he'll probably get there eventually to where he can fill out however many marches that he wants. But just to kind of show you how much he ended up doing shortly after. I think this was done within a day or two after he unlocked, or within 24 hours, from what I was told and from what it seemed like. Now let's go into some of the details and stats. So we have here Ragnar 66 for date achieved, which was on 5/20/2024. 420 days, because if you remember on 413 days in when we released the free-to-play list, that was when he had that. So 7 days after for when he unlocked, brings us to 420. I see what you guys did there. Power at the moment when he unlocked was 55.646. I believe there was something he sent, and I need to figure that out too as well on what the building power was and the tech power, because I wanted to be able to list that. I just totally forgot. And then you can see the season he was in, Season 6, a.k.a. SP2, Archers, and playing with TFS. Now, I'm unsure on the history for Ragnar as far as where he's played before. I know there was a BDO picture on his profile, so maybe he was with them for a while. But for the most part, I would argue kind of mid to high spending alliances is really where Ragnar has been for the majority, maybe with the exception of in the beginning, unless he started with BDO. And again, keeping in mind that this is what you would consider to be more of the kind of upper echelon of free-to-play players because of, one, their activity, right? Because you have to keep in mind, for Ragnar to get into some of these alliances, he probably has to be playing and min-maxing his account and be very active. And then being able to reap those rewards for those 420 days, depending on how many purchases are made per day, right, obviously helps in a number of ways. To leveling, to scaling, to getting to higher VIP, to being able to advance his tech, get more speed ups, etc., more gems, all the above. So with that in mind, it is still a feat in and of its own, as he is the first person to unlock T5. Now, as it pertains to the sheet and how you as a free-to-play player can get involved, this is something that I have been really working on, and I will probably be introducing this in a later video in a more comprehensive way. But for now, and I'll probably show this off every time a free-to-play achievement has been reached, but I really want to take time to acknowledge and to give flowers where they are due. To me, the kind of last frontier, if you will, of where we can really talk about achievements and global firsts in more of a, I would say a pure way, or just a way where it's kind of more grindy. That's probably a more appropriate way to do it, right? Or a non-spender way, is something like this with, okay, go ahead and bring him back in, please. And so with free-to-play, but don't let Issa out. And so, but doing it with free-to-play players and for the free-to-play community, because I think it's great for me to do my top 25 stats and kind of show you who the top dogs are or men and grills, if we will, men and grills out there, or women, that make the top 25 list. And that's great. I love doing it. But I also think it's important to showcase off this. So a couple categories I just want to go over that we're going to be touching on. So we're going to do, and if you guys have any other ideas for me, let me know, please. I'd love to know on what else I can add to this, because this is very much word of mouth, right? So people have to reach out to me for this. There's no leaderboard for this. This takes, again, a lot of kind of investigation, a lot of work that, one, as far as promoting it, people hearing about it, and then those people have to reach out to me. I have to ask them for a number of things, screenshots, right, proof, etc., that I can validate and verify, and then we'll add them on the list, obviously when appropriate. Thank you, sweetie. And so we have the first T5 board, which is, again, as it states, is the first time you unlock your first T5 unit. Then once you do all your T5 units, maybe I'll do second T5, maybe third and fourth, but for some reason, because I feel like once you get to a point where you can unlock your first T5, especially if you've already maxed out everything else, it's probably just a matter of time. Now, if you guys think it'd be interesting to see that, as far as when are these people unlocking their second T5, third, fourth T5 unit, right, maybe I'll add that in, and then we'll do all T5 units as well. And then I thought the next one we could do would be VIP 15. Now, there are a number of people that have already hit VIP 15. I just haven't added it here, right? We do show that off in the free-to-play list, where you can see there's already 4 people that have reached it. Ragnar 66, High Cigars in TFS, Gotrek Gurnison, and then Snowman 63 in BDO, and then respectively Noir. So I'll eventually add those 4 names on here and kind of figure out the date that they were able to get that. Along with, maybe when have you hit max building and tech? That was the other thing I thought would be cool, is when were you able to max out your tech and then hit building level 25 for all your buildings, right? When were you able to do that? Maybe we might even do something on when were you able to hit like your watchtower and your rally building to 25. That maybe could be something too as well, just as a random thought. But again, if there's any categories or historical milestones, achievements that you think would be really cool to see from free-to-play players, let me know. And again, I'll add it here and just kind of update this accordingly, along with whether that's monthly or bi-monthly videos on this. I may even make this publicly available. So if you'd like for this to be publicly available, let me know in the comments as well. Again, I wouldn't even necessarily mind that. But this is a feat, and I just wanted to be able to kind of highlight that for Ragnar, because, again, how often do we really get opportunities to showcase and to elevate players in the game, especially those that are on the free-to-play side? Because, again, you already know that I do a lot of things that basically on the top 25 is kind of more spender-oriented for the most part. And so for me, this is just a nice way. I don't know if I want to say give back, but it's just another avenue, another area of how we can showcase and highlight other players in the community from a different lane. So that's going to do it for me. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, until next time, I'll catch y'all later.